Hello and welcome to our first ever edition of the Financial Freedom Academy webcast. My name is Abraham Okusanya and I am the co-founder of the Financial Freedom Academy. I've got with me in the studio Dipo Akinrinlade. Dipo is a financial coach and also a co-founder of the Financial Freedom Academy. Financial Freedom Academy is an organization that helps individuals, households to take control of their personal finances and build wealth for the future. We run public seminars and events in churches as well as for community-based organizations as well. Dipo, 2012, what makes 2012 a different year from every other year?
2012 is definitely a different year from every other year, seeing what 2011 left behind. There were lots of jobs, redundancies, different catastrophes. We have the issue of the earthquake, tsunami in Japan affecting different places. You had the Arab Spring.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing is it almost seemed like, you know, the last few years, the last 3 years particularly, and especially 2011, set the stage or set the scene for 2012. And you can imagine how households are feeling, how individuals are feeling. You know, you can imagine the impact of that on businesses. You can imagine that businesses don't want to take the risks of hiring. And I think the other thing for me is if you compare inflation, the rate at which goods and services are going up, to income, which sort of seems to be staying on the same level. So, you know, over the last year, for instance, inflation was constantly, the retail price index was constantly at around about the 5% level.
In the UK.
In the UK.
I think people need to really work on that, because every time we hear inflation is 5% or inflation is 10%, we just think it stays like that.
Yes.
But going back, as far back, maybe if you want to take 5 years ago, if it was 5%, if it was 4%, year on year, those things add up. So which means if you're in the UK and you're using pound, a pound a few years ago is not the same as a pound this year. That's
Correct.
what it means.
Yeah.
I think people will be focusing on, or will do well to focus on in 2012, will be how first and foremost to mitigate against the effect of inflation, not only on their income, even on their investments, and to make sure that whatever they're doing, whether it's a business, it's a kind of investment or whatever, that they are playing above inflation, to say the least. For the first time the US was downgraded, that's in the history of America, it was downgraded. That tells you a lot, you know, about what is happening. So you have to look in and begin to ask yourself, how do I expand in this consistently shrinking economy? And one of the ways is to begin to think through on how you can increase your income. Really, to begin to say, look, this has been here, I've got this, I've got that, what am I using it for? It is not a time for latent, you know, behavior. It's time for kinetic behavior, for more of dynamism in what you're doing. And I'm sure we'll be discussing that much more on, during our event on the 16th of January, you know, where we'll be talking very, very, very closely on how to increase your income, how to deal with that and build, you know, sustainable wealth. We've seen rich people, you know.
And I think the other thing you talked about, latency and dynamism. I think that's really an interesting thing. Think about it. I mean, there was an illustration that I came across recently that if you put a toad or a frog, which a lot of people know about, if you put it in a boiling water, it obviously knows the water is boiling and it jumps out.
That's true.
Okay, but if you put the same toad in a cold water and you gradually, which is what's happening, you gradually eat up the water, the toad does not know that actually the temperature is changing because it's gradual. And it's so what you were talking about inflation. You know, even if it's at a small level of 3% in 2008, 4% in 2009, and I'm just talking hypothetically here, but each year it goes up, you will find out that actually in a space of say 5 years, you know, the value of pound 5 years ago is now about 80p today. Do you see what I mean? And so people are sitting gradually. If you're seated gradually on your job, you think everything is perfect and you think you're comfortable. Actually, it's the story of the toad. So and I think what you said about the fact that people have to think clearly and differently about their income and about their finances.
Apart from having the toad effect of not knowing that look, you're actually losing. Other things you need to look at is how you're spending. What are you spending on? There are a lot of insurances out there that a lot of us don't have any business.
Payment protection is one of them. Was very popular.
Exactly. So it's time actually, like you said, to begin to think and say, look, do I need this? Do I need this? What do I need to do? What am I paying, and am I supposed to be paying on it? Is there any other way of doing it to still? And like I said, it's a time for critical thinking, forward thinking, because that's going to be the difference between the winners and the losers in 2012. It's fantastic that we're doing this early in the year, in January, but December we'll all take a kind of an appraisal of what we have done, and I'm hoping that if you're watching this webcast, you will be able to say, look, I decided to take this advice on board, and I think I'm a winner. So that's what we're producing. We want winners to come through our different programs, and the Financial Academy in particular.
So really, to recap some of the things we've said, one is, the event of the previous years is set us up for a challenging 2012. And we need to be a lot more proactive about our finances in general, and about our career and our business as well. And we talked about the fact that although there is a lot of uncertainty around, it's also an amazing time, opportunities around us. I mean, a lot of businesses, a lot of successful businesses that we know today actually started during a recession. But even apart from that, people are making something out of nothing. We're seeing new industries being opened. Social media is one of them, and we're seeing amazing opportunities around where anybody can have a product and have their product broadcast to literally millions of people with little or no advertising money. I mean, and I think that's huge. That's amazing. So there is also opportunities around for people to grab the bull by the horn and expand their income, block leakages, and create wealth.
I would say in 2012, have that winning mentality, have a paradigm shift rather than talking down the economy. Look through the economy and say, look, how can I make the best out of this? I like to say, necessity is the mother of inventions, and you're going to see some of the greatest inventions come through this year by virtue of the fact that people are thinking of how to get themselves out of not just the recession, but to get themselves out here in the marketplace and be of value to other people. You can never lose when you're a producer. You can never lose when you're a giver of service. So rather than looking down, look up and say, what can I offer in this economic downtime? And you can be sure that at the end of it, you will say, look, I've not only added to the good of mankind, but I've added to my own net worth also.
And net worth is an interesting concept, isn't it? We know that a lot of people are in debt currently. A lot of households are burying their heads in debt. And I suppose a way to come out of that is to really be honest with themselves and say, where are we?
Exactly.
And net worth is just simply working out what your assets are, what the value of your assets are against the value of your liability. And I think that's one thing that we would challenge people to do, starting at the beginning of the year, to say, what is my net worth, financial net worth? Not your net worth as a dad or as a mom, but to say, what do I own? And versus what do I owe? And I think that's to say, well, where am I at the beginning of the year, and to track that, because one challenge for people is they don't actually know whether they're making progress or not. So if you don't know where you are at the beginning of the year, how are you going to know how well you're doing, half down the year or at the end of the year?
I mean, it's critical, I would say again, that anybody that's going to make any difference in 2012 is not going to be a casual thinker. It must be somebody who is strategic, who can think clearly, who knows where he or she is going, and is ready to work hard and work smart to make sure that he gets there.
And we're going to be talking about some of these things in our upcoming events. I'm just going to run through them. We've got a couple of events set out for 2012. On the 16th of January, Monday the 16th of January, we're having a Financial Freedom Uncut. That's the title of the event, and it's just really to lay bare, the strategy and a plan for financial freedom. And that event is holding, as I said, on Monday the 16th of January 2012 at 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and the venue is Holiday Inn in Docklands, number 1 Silvertown Way, Canning Town, London, E16 1EA. Our website is the financialfreedomacademy.co.uk. You'll find a lot of resources, a lot of articles about building your wealth, planning your finances, not just for 2012, but for the future as well. So the event Financial Freedom Uncut is on Monday the 16th of January 2012 at 6 p.m. and it's happening live at the Holiday Inn in Docklands. The event is free, but registration is required. So get down to our website, thefinancialfreedomacademy.co.uk, and get yourself registered for the event. And of course, on Saturday, the 28th of January, we're having the Discover Personal Financial Freedom event. And again, that's going to be happening at the same venue, Holiday Inn in Docklands, and this is a paid event, of course. This is where we actually get down to the practice of financial freedom, and we say to you, how do you budget your income? And we talk to you, we get down to the nitty-gritty of how do you get out of debt, how do you tackle your debt, and how do you build wealth for the future. So again, check out our website, thefinancialfreedomacademy.co.uk. And of course, on Sunday the 29th of January, we're going to be in Coventry, and we're going to be running the Discover Personal Financial Freedom event. Again, check out our website, financialfreedomacademy.co.uk. And if you're in Nigeria, we're going to be live in Nigeria in February. It's the 18th
of February.
18th of February 2012. Again, check out the details on our website, financialfreedomacademy.co.uk. Dipo, what is the last thing you want our viewer to walk away from this conversation?
What I would want our viewers to leave with from this webcast: set a goal for 2012, work towards the goal, and don't let anybody distract you.
Thank you. And from me, really, one thing I want you to take away and focus on in 2012 is that your personal finance is got to change. Okay, whether you like it or not, things are changing around you, and you have to be proactive and have a financial plan, not just for 2012, but for the future, for 5-10 years down the line. It's no longer about being able to pay your bills. A lot of people are just working to pay bills. It's no longer about, oh, we can afford 2 holidays in a year and so we're fine. It's no longer, oh, we can afford to, buy presents at anniversaries or birthdays or at Christmas. It's no longer about that. It's about actually being proactive and saying, what is our finances going to look like in the future? 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, where are we going to be? And asking the really difficult question and saying, if I did exactly what I did in the last 5 years, am I going to be where I want to be in the next 5 years? So it's about really taking a proactive look and proactive approach to your finances in 2012. And you can check our website, thefinancialfreedomacademy.co.uk. There's a lot of resources out there. There's a lot of articles out there. And get in touch with us if you have any questions. You know, you want to talk to us about your finances. You have any questions about pretty much any area of finances. How do you increase your income? How do you deal with your debt? Is this insurance suitable for you or not? You know, any questions whatsoever about your personal finances, get in touch with us. Thank you very, very much for your time, and we wish you a very happy and prosperous 2012. Thank you very much.